Hi, my dear students. Very good morning to everyone. Welcome to the next session of our science class. I am Satish Kumar, your science teacher at Dr. Beeson School. So, in our previous sessions, we discussed about classification of animals. From those classifications, we can able to understand that all the animals on our planet can be classified as vertebrates and invertebrates. Isn't it? So what do you mean by vertebrates? Vertebrates are the group of animals which possess vertebral column or spine you can say or backbone. And the animals that do not possess backbone or spine or vertebral column are called as invertebrates. And we have discussed about the groups of animals under vertebrates in detail as well as under invertebrates. In invertebrates, we discussed about these invertebrates generally possess jointed legs. That means legs which connected to one to the another. Okay, and we have discussed about these invertebrates have, as do not have any skeleton or vertebral column or spine, and they possess hard outer covering over their bodies, which can able to protect from them from other animals or enemies, isn't it? And these insects were classified into so many groups. We discussed about in our previous classes arthropods, annelids, mollusks and cnidarians. But of all those groups, we have discussed about two group of animals which are insects and arachnids. Insects are the group of or invertebrates that possess six jointed legs. How many jointed legs? Six jointed legs, and they generally possess pair of wings and a pair of antenna. This and they also possess eyes. Eyes can make them to see the environmental surroundings, whereas the antenna can help these insects to sense the surroundings. Okay, my dear students, and with the help of the wings they can able to fly. So six jointed legs, a pair of wings, eyes and a pair of antenna are the specific features or the characteristic features of the insects. And we discussed about the examples under insects, honeybees, isn't it? Housefly, butterfly, etc. And when we describe about the body of the insects, the body of an insect is generally made up of three segments. One is the head, and then thorax, and then it is connected to the abdomen, isn't it? Head, thorax and abdomen. And these insects can able to breathe with the help of having the tiny holes on either side of its abdomen. Okay, the abdomen is having some holes. Through that holes, the insects can able to breathe. Okay, my dear students. And these insects lay eggs to reproduce their young ones. And then we discussed about arachnids. Arachnids are the group of animals which are invertebrates, have 8 jointed legs, and these do not possess wings. Okay, and their body is generally made up of two segments, in which head and thorax are combinedly called as cephalothorax and abdomen, isn't it? And these are specially provided a pointed structure at the end of the abdomen, which can be help them to bite when any animal is going to be attack or cause some harm to it. And this pointed structure, when it is bite to an animal or even the human beings, it releases a poisonous chemical which makes the region where it bites redness, or you can observe swelling, or even it can create pain. You might have heard number of times about centipede and the scorpion. When they bite us, you will have a painful sensation last for some hours. Okay, so scorpions and spiders, you can take examples under these. What? Yes, arachnids. And then we discussed about vertebrates, the group of animals which possess vertebral column or spine or backbone are to be called vertebrates. And these were generally classified into 5 categories. What are the 5 categories? Fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. And all those characteristic features of each and every group of animals under these vertebrates were discussed by in our earlier sessions, isn't it, in the previous sessions? Okay, my dear students, so what you can able to understand finally, all the animals on the planet can be classified as vertebrates as well as invertebrates, isn't it? Now as we had learnt about all the specific features of these vertebrates as invertebrates, we can able to identify. So when a particular organism or an animal is given to us, we can able to identify it as an vertebrate and invertebrate, and then we can able to identify its specific features. So based on the knowledge of the vertebrates and invertebrates we have learnt in this class, an activity was given to you, a wonderful activity which comes under Think and Ink. Activity, the Think and Ink 2.14, there has been given 6 different kind of animals, and we have to write down the specific features of all those animals. Are you ready, my dear students? Yes. Now you can open your studio book, page number 47. Page number 47, studio book. Everyone? Yes, please open page number 47 of your studio book. Are you ready, my dear students? Yes. Think and Ink. So we have to think and we have to write it down. Kalai works at a wildlife sanctuary. Wildlife sanctuary, you can see, witness more and more amount, different kinds of animals in that sanctuary. She has made identity cards. So, for example, when we visit a particular sanctuary, you can say Bandipur sanctuary. So when you visit that sanctuary and you witness an animal there, what is that animal? What are its lifestyles? And what specific feature does it have? We have to know all this. For that she has prepared ID cards. Like you have ID cards in our school, you are used to wear ID cards daily or not? You used to have your class, section, roll number, also you have your number in detail, your ID card number, that is your school enrollment number, you will have your mobile phone number on it. So it will have a very useful information present on the ID card. The same way, Kalai, who is working at a wildlife sanctuary, wants to prepare ID cards for the different kinds of animals. Okay, my dear students? Help her complete these ID cards with your understanding of the classification of animals. So she want to prepare the ID cards, and these ID cards will be placed at the region where this group of animals lie, and we have to help Kalai in filling out the details for the various details of the ID card. So can we help Kalai? Are ready for to help Kalai? Yes, we are ready. So what is the first kind of animal given here? The name of the animal here is, I am going to write down the columns what were given here. Different categories: name, type, and next backbone. We have to say whether it is present or absent. Next, skin or covering. What type of skin or covering does it have? Okay. Next, how it reproduces. How it reproduces, whether by laying eggs or by giving birth directly to the young ones. And the next one, breathes using. How it breathes? Yes, we will describe it. We learnt about gills, skin, lungs, different type of things. And one more, movement. How do they move? How do they move? Okay. What's the name of the animal given here is? Slow loris. Slow loris. This is a kind of animal. You can see in this picture very clearly. You can see the picture. Slow loris. It climbs very slowly. Generally, it is very mild. Doesn't walk fast or run, it is slow. It climbs very slowly to the top of the trees or to the stem of the trees. Okay, yes. Now, what is its type? This slow loris is a mammal. It is a mammal. What do you mean by mammal? Yes, these animals which give birth directly to the young ones. Next one, backbone. Do they possess backbone? Yes. We already discussed about mammals comes under the category vertebrates. and skin or covering. Yes, they have a skin covering which is said to be called fur. Outer covering of the body is fur. And how it reproduces? As it is a mammal, it reproduces by giving birth to young ones. By giving birth to young ones. And how it breathes? It breathes using lungs. Like us, we used to breathe through our lungs. And movement, how do they move? Yes. They walks, or you can say climbs, using their limbs. I hope you might have remembered about limbs. In respect to amphibians, we first described about the concept of limbs. Okay, everyone fill out the columns. Whatever empty spaces were given there, you can fill out by using these parts which I have written now. Make it fast. Okay, my dear students, shall I move to the next animal? Yes. What is the next animal? The name of the next animal is salmon. Is salmon, which comes under fishes. Okay, type. What is its type? It is a fish. You can see the picture now. I am showing you the picture. Can you able to witness salmon? Yes. Okay, my dear students. And next, backbone. What about backbone? These are all vertebrates. So they possess backbone. Yes, it has backbone. The salmon fish has backbone. Next, about skin or covering. So under skin or covering, we'll enter fish has scales. So you can fill out this blank portion with the help of scales. And next one, reproduction or reproduces. How it reproduces the young ones? By laying eggs. By laying eggs. Okay. And next, breathes. How it breathes? The salmon fish breathes using gills. We already discussed about under the vertebrates part about fishes. Fishes breathe using the gills. We have described about the gill cover they have. Yes. And now the next one, movement. How fish can move from one place to another place with the help of their fins. Yes, their movement we call it as swims. Swims using fins. Swims using fins. Swims using fins. With the help of fins, the fishes swim in water. And we are going to move to the next animal. It is enough for me to replace the answers here, okay? What's the next animal we are going to describe is iguana. The next animal is iguana. I will show you the animal now. You can see it. Iguana. Yes, that is iguana. Okay, my dear students? I think you can able to identify it comes under which type? Yes, it is a reptile. Comes under the group reptiles. And does it possess backbone? Yes. We discussed about vertebrates, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. All these possess backbone. That's why they are categorized as vertebrates. And next, skin or covering. Yes, they have scaly skin. And next, reproduces. What's the next column? Reproduces. And these reproduces by laying eggs, egg laying animals. And next, breathes using. It breathes using lungs. Okay, what next? Movement. These can, their movement we can describe it as crawls using four limbs. Crawls using the four limbs. Okay, my dear students, note it down. The next category of animal is iguana. It is a reptile. It has backbone. That's why we will written it as yes. Isn't it? And the skin or covering, it is only just scaly skin. So we can write scales. Or like the fish, we written scales. Here scaly skin, we discussed about hard scaly skin in the concept we learnt about crocodiles and alligators. Do you remember that? Yes. Tough hardy scale. You might have observed and witnessed about so many lizards. So this iguana is one of the herbivorous lizard. And these generally present in the Mexico, Central America, South America and Caribbean islands. Okay. These are herbivorous, means which eat only plants. Herbivorous lizards and found in, where we can find it? Yes, Mexico, Central America, South America and even Caribbean islands. You can witness these iguanas. Okay, my students. And the next animal we are going to discuss about is salamander. Shall I move to the next one? Yes. And the next kind of animal is fire salamander. Fire salamander. And the type here it is amphibian. We discussed about amphibians are the group of animals which lives the part of their life in the land as well as in the water. Amphibian, do they have backbone? Yes. Backbone. And what is the type of skin? Yes, we know. Yes, these possess generally moist, slimy skin. And reproduces generally by laying eggs. Laying eggs. We discussed about reptiles and amphibians reproduce by laying eggs. And breathes, it breathes using skin. And how does it move? The moment you can slithers. Slithers or crawls. How do they move? With using their limbs. Using four limbs. Using their four limbs. Okay, my dear students? The next category of animal is salamander. I will show you how the salamander looks like. That is the fire salamander. Okay, my dear students, is it visible? Yes. So generally it also looks like a lizard-like structure. This amphibian, which is a fire salamander, looks like a lizard-like structure. Okay. These are amphibians, but they resemble structures like Listen. So the next category of animal is name fire salamander, and to which type it belongs? Amphibian. Does it possess backbone? Yes. Skin are covering moist slimy skin. And how it reproduces? By laying eggs. By laying eggs. And it breathes using skin. Then we discuss in the concept of amphibians, frogs. Frogs breathe through skin as well as through lungs also. Isn't it? And these salamanders we can also witness in Russia as well as in North American regions and even some parts of South America also. Okay, sir, completed. You can witness even this in China and Kazakhstan. Generally, these were very long ago. They were described the fossils. They found out the fossils even in this region. Okay. I hope you have completed writing down this. Now moving to the next one. So one more interesting animal, that is which comes under the category insect. Okay, my dear students. So now move to the next one. What's the next one? Cicada. Cicada. The next kind of animal given here is cicada. You can see the picture here I am showing you now. Cicada. Looks like a bee or so. Honey bee or so, like that is pair of wings, antenna you can see, legs, everything. Cicada. Okay. And this, what is the type it described to be as insect? It is an insect. Next one, backbone. So insects and arachnids are invertebrates. They do not possess backbone. Skin are covering. Generally, they do not have skin or covering, but they have hard outer covering. We have described it in the earlier classes while discussing about invertebrates, that is insects and arachnids. Okay, my students, hard outer covering and reproduces. They reproduce by laying eggs. They reproduces by laying eggs. And how it breathes? Yes, I described it in the while discussing about these arachnids. Generally, they can breathe, even insects, they can breathe with the help of the tiny holes that present on the either side of the abdomen. Tiny holes on either side of the abdomen. On either side of its abdomen. So here, the movement of this cicada I will describe in this portion. Movement. So how it moves? Okay, how it moves? It moves by means, that means as they has wings, they can fly. Flies with its wings. Flies with its wings. So the next one discussed about is cicada. Okay, the cicada, it belongs to the type insect. And does it has backbone? No, because insects are invertebrates. And with respect to skin or covering, they have hard outer covering. Okay, they have hard outer covering. And how this reproduces? Yes, they reproduce by laying eggs. They reproduce by laying eggs. And how do they breathe? Yes, they breathe using tiny holes which were present on the either side of the abdomen. Note it down. And how do they move? Yes, their movement is nothing but they flies with their wings. Flies with their wings. Name of the animal is cicada and its type is insects and it has no backbone. The skin are covering, it has hard outer covering and it reproduces by, how it reproduces? Yes, it reproduces by laying eggs, isn't it? And you can see it breathes by using its tiny holes present on either side of its abdomen. And also you can know its movement. It moves with the, means it flies with the help of its wings. And we have one more animal left in this think ending portion, that is Atlantic puffin. Yes, Atlantic puffin. Shall we go to that? Yes. Last kind of animal we are going to discuss is puffin. Note it down. The next animal name is Atlantic puffin. Atlantic puffin. What is the type? It comes under type bird. Bird means these are vertebrates, so it has backbone. It possesses backbone. Skin or covering we can write feathers. Isn't it? Next, reproduce. How it reproduces? By laying eggs. How it breathes? It breathes using lungs. Movement. Yes, we can describe its flies. Same. Flies with its wings. No change in it. As a birds have wings, they can fly with its wings. I will show you the picture of Atlantic puffin now. Can anybody see the picture of Atlantic puffin now? Yes, that is Atlantic puffin. Note it down. Okay, my dear students, generally these looks like penguin coloring. You know, observe penguins, yes, and they have a beautiful, colorful beak. Can able to understand. Generally, some people used to call this as sea parrot. Sea parrot. Okay, my dear students. So the name itself, Atlantic puffin, indicates it's native. These are the native. They have the native place belongs to the Atlantic Ocean. These were native to the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, my dear students. So that's all for today's class. So in this class portion, we have discussed about 6 kind of animals. That means we helped out Kalai, who is working in a wildlife sanctuary, to fill about the details of the ID code of different animals. So, as we already discussed about vertebrates and invertebrates, we have a good knowledge about all its characteristic features, and so based upon that knowledge, we have helped the Kalai to fill out the ID codes. So, when we meet in the next portion, we are going to complete the concept map based on the entire lesson portion. Okay, my dear students, till then, bye. Have a nice day.